All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Lunar Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new review. This time is to talk about that magnificent game, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Now, first of all, I already understand what certain people are going to do. Certain people who will see the title, will read it to be a positive title, and then they'll come all over this and then they'll be like, oh, well, how can you say it was a good game? We didn't win the game. This, da-da-da-da-da. Or how can you say that there was anything good about that game? Our defense is shit. This, da-da-da-da-da. My timeline is full of those people. Half of those people follow me. A couple of those people are even friends of the show. And, you know, with some of those people, not all of them, but with some of those people, you will have people who, if you say anything even mildly positive, you're a Wenger supporter. You must want Wenger in. Listen, you motherfuckers know I want that old man out. But at this point in the season, it's like complaining about Donald Trump. What the fuck are you really going to do at this point? What are you going to do? For me, I'm here to support my team, and that's it. And to me, you know, yes, would I have liked 3 points? I absolutely would have. But considering that most of those same people thought we were going to get slaughtered, oh my gosh. I did a preview, 2 days ago? And if you look at every comment on that preview, go ahead and look at every comment on that preview. Pause this if you're watching this on the playback and go and look at that preview. Nearly every single comment predicted Arsenal were going to lose 3-1. Arsenal were going to do this. Arsenal were going to do that. We're going to have a look at what I predict, which is right at the end of my preview. I said that knowing Arsenal, it would be such an Arsenal thing to turn up for this particular game. Do I believe we deserve to win this game? No. Do I believe we deserve to lose this game? No. I thought we competed. And that's what I've always asked from this team from day one. It's just play like you're worth a damn against these big teams. Play like you're worth something against these big teams. Why am I now going to shit on them when they do? You know, let's go with the starting lineup. The starting lineup wasn't what I would have picked. You know, I would have left out Hector, ironically. I would have left out Xhaka. And after the game, seeing what he did in the game, I still would have left out Xhaka. I think he was by far our worst player. But to me, I felt as though generally the team is more or less, bar those 2 players, what I would have picked. You know, I think you've got to play Ozil because it's just, I don't know what rocket is up his ass, but I hope it stays there. He's playing like a man possessed at the moment. Alexis is Alexis, and if he turns it on, he'd be useful. And with Lacazette, even though he's misfiring at the moment, even when he's not scoring, he's doing something in the match. And I'll come back to Lacazette in a second. Let me focus on that defense of ours, though, because that defense that we played today, ironically, was a defense that I picked us to play. And I know a lot of people disagreed with it. A lot of people felt that they would have played Mertesacker. And I think a lot of people cited Rob Holding as being the guy that would probably be quite costly today. As it turned out, it was my boy Callum. I don't know what he was doing. First 15 minutes, he looked shaky as fuck. And if, as someone so appropriately said on Twitter to me, if Morata could finish a wank, we would have been in trouble early. He was put clean through. I don't know what Callum Chambers was doing. And I don't know what, to be honest, I don't know what Morata was doing. Just hit straight at Czech. That won't be the last time I mention Morata, by the way, missing a gilt-edged chance. But then we seemed to recover after that first 15 minutes, started to grow into the game, and dare I say, started to dominate the game a little bit. But you know what Arsenal are like. Just because they dominate possession doesn't necessarily mean shit. And it was turning into one of those types of situations, really. You know, and then Jack eventually then got his goal, and it was a spectacular volley from a tight angle, and it was 1-0. And then before you even had a chance to fucking blink, Hazard, who, let's be honest, terrorized our fucking defense the entire game, just terrorized them, got himself a penalty. Now, this is probably where you expect me to start bitching about the ref. But as loads of people have come out and told me this week, ref decisions don't mean shit, apparently. So the ref gives a soft penalty, and it was a soft penalty. Let's have it right. It was a bullshit penalty, but he got the goal. And let's face it, when it's a penalty against Czech, you might as well, you already may as well move that centre ball to the middle of the pitch. Just forget about it, because Czech ain't got no chance. The man can barely dive the right way. How much more talk about saving the penalty? There was 1-1. And then Chelsea clearly were encouraged by the goals. They kept coming wave after wave of attacks, and it was just a matter of time. Arsenal teams can never hold out when a team creates wave and wave of attacks. And like I said, that defense was shaky as fuck. And then eventually they scored their second. It was only the only mistake that Ainsley Maitland-Niles made, because I thought he played particularly well the entire game. To be honest, I'm man enough to say it. I'm confident in my sexuality. Having said that, my man gave me a boner with some of the football he was playing. I tell you, he was fantastic today. I thought he was taking on, every time he went forward, I thought he was causing Moses all sorts of problems. So much so that Conte had to take Moses off and put Zabaleta on. That's a like-for-like change. So you know my man was causing him problems. But then I remember Gary Neville made 1 point just before they actually scored their second goal. And that was, you just need someone to just take on Ainsley Maitland-Niles just once and see what he's about. He's a player playing out of position. Let's see if he can handle it. And the one time they actually did take him on, they got a goal from it. It was the only slight mistake. And I say slight. To be honest, I'd place more blame on Mustafi. Mustafi, as per usual, was caught flat-foot. By the way, is Mustafi completely incapable of tackling, standing up? My word. Every single time I saw this motherfucker making some sort of tackle, it was some sort of sliding shit. And in my mind, I'm like, stand the fuck up, brother. What are you doing? Anyway, so I don't know why. Even though it was a late second goal, I felt like we would get back into it. I just felt like this game ain't done. You know, like this game, it would leave a real sour taste in my mouth if we were to go on and lose the game, considering the way we played. But then when Lacazette came off for Welbeck, I was just like, oh, flip. And then when Walcott came on, I was like, oh, great. Got no chance now. But fair play. I don't know what changes Wenger made. I don't even know if it necessarily attributed to the changes. Lord knows if I even compliment Wenger, I'll get shitted on Twitter. So let me not necessarily say it's a Wenger change. Let's just say, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was momentum or whatever. But then before you knew it, Bellerin hit a beautiful volley into the goal. And I was screaming around my living room like, yes, fucking yes. And I still felt like we could win. I still felt like we could have got a third, but maybe that would have been harsh on Chelsea. I thought it was a really good game. It was really good end-to-end stuff. And I told you guys before, I told you guys 2 days ago, I didn't buy this Chelsea defense is squeaky clean shit. You know, the way the media were painting out like Chelsea's defense was unbreachable. I weren't convinced. And I remember saying that in my preview. Like, I weren't convinced. I felt like they were there to be got at. I actually felt both keepers played very well. I thought Cech played very well, in spite of the fact that he can't save a penalty to save for his life. But I actually thought that, fair play, we forced their keeper into some key saves. Key saves. He made one brilliant save from a fucking Sanchez chance. I was like, oh my gosh. I forgot to mention Morata's second chance. Just after we get our second goal, and I'm thinking, yes, come, we can go and get a third. I don't know what the fuck our defense was doing. The ball came over the top. Morata's one-on-one. I'm thinking, you can't be fucking serious. Morata, all he needs to do is slide it either side of the goalkeeper. Game done. Blasted straight at check. I'm like, hey, what's wrong with this kid? And I thought, I ain't gonna lie, I was gonna come on here and I was gonna tell you that I felt like, although Lacazette played well in spots, I felt like he missed a couple of chances he really should have done better with. Because he is a player not playing with the most amount of confidence. The man needs a goal desperately quick. And to be honest with you, spoiler alert, I might start him against Nottingham Forest just for him to get on the score sheet and get him some confidence, because to me, he looks like a player that's low on it at the moment. But all in all, I was very, very happy. I think all round it was, I'll tell you what I was happy with. Not the result, but the fight. Because everybody, and I do mean everybody, came on, whether it was Twitter, whether it was my comment section talking about Arsenal are going to get their Arsenal roasted. That never happened. So for that reason, I'm happy. Yes, I still want Wenger out. Let's not get it twisted. But I'm also not going to stay on Twitter being miserable all the fucking time, even when Arsenal do pull out a good performance out of their arse. What's the point in that? What does that serve? I'm not doing you guys justice, and I'm not doing myself justice by reviewing a game and not being honest about it. So to me, that's my review of the game. I thought, all in all, gutted we didn't win. Did we deserve to win? Probably not. Did we deserve to lose? Not in my opinion. In spite of those chances that Morata missed, I still don't think we deserved to lose. I thought we showed fight. We showed character. I thought Ozil was fantastic. I thought Alexis was good. But I thought Ainsley Maitland-Niles, in spite of that slight error, I thought he was absolutely fantastic. And he could probably compete with Ozil as being one of our best players on the pitch. And I thought Jack was pretty good too. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You let me know what you think. What was your overall impression? By the way, anyone surprised by the fact that our defense was leaky as fuck? When Mustafi is your experienced player, and he's the one leading the other two, Mustafi, you got problems. And shock horror, we don't have good defenders. This should not be a surprise to anyone. We don't have good defenders when Koscielny and Monreal are there. How much more when the youngsters are there? So no one should be surprised by the fact that our defense was shit. Shock fucking horror. Anyway, guys, you let me know what you think. Do leave it in the comments below. Also, hit that subscribe button and crush that like button for me. I appreciate it every time you guys do that. I noticed that my subs have gone right up recently. You guys clearly are enjoying shows with Kenny Ken. I know that because of the comments I always keep getting. So I'm going to have to get Kenny Ken on again very, very soon. And I've got a surprise for you with regards to that. I'm going to have to stay watching to know what that is. And hit that notification bell, because the next time I do a show with Kenny Ken or someone else, you'll be the first to know about it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Take care. Peace. Up the Arsenal.